Welcome to Business with CYMOT. My name is Odile Gertze. We all know that the global pandemic has affected every area of our lives, and we don't know what the economy will look like after COVID-19. Joining me in studio is Axel Tyson, CYMOT CEO and the man behind Business with CYMOT.
Good morning, Odile.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
When it comes to embracing the new normal, how can we adjust our marketing to make sure that it stands out, especially in this pandemic?
Yeah, in terms of marketing is actually, you touched on that point. It's my third point, which I would say you should also look at. In terms of crisis, and this is what we're talking about, is companies quite often are forced to cut costs. So retrenchments, HR costs is one, but marketing costs is the other one, where companies quite often pull the lever. And the problem which I foresee in this one is you lose visibility in the market if you change your marketing efforts for too long. In the short term, you can do it, but in the longer term, you must keep true to your beliefs, and you must continue in your long-term marketing efforts and also CSI initiatives. CSI, corporate social investment, for me is also very, very important, and one shouldn't lose sight of your long-term plan in a short-term crisis, which we are in at this moment. So the focus on marketing is also very, very important, that you keep that visibility in the market.
So then, I think then it all boils down to your attitude at the end of the day, don't you think?
Attitude, mindset,
Yes.
Positivism, whatever you want to phrase that. In terms of energy management, I would like to share with you in the greater world out there is what has shaped me and where I believe that motivational mindset can be explained in a true life example. And life in that sense, in terms of a positive mindset, is the same way you should live your life the same way as you drive your car. If you do decide to drive a car, you generally look forward. Your view is focused into the future. You look through the center windscreen, but you should never lose sight of what is behind you. That's why the cars have got their rearview mirror. But if your energy and your motivational mindset is looking at the rearview mirror only and trying to steer your car, you will definitely not be successful.
You're going to crash your car.
Yes, and the reverse is not for racing. So focus to the front, look at the windscreen and focus on what is ahead of you, and positively embrace what is ahead of you. The other example which I just wanted to share with everybody is, and since I'm an avid cyclist, the people in Namibia know that I'm an avid cyclist and have done it for so and so long, and what has shaped me on the bicycle is that analogy is, if you see a rock on the road and you steer only at that rock and you focus your complete energy on that rock, you can do your very best, but your front wheel will hit that rock. So the attitude which has to be there, instead of focusing on the rock, is look at the alternate solution, look at the track next to the rock, and focus on that one, and then automatically you will steer past that obstacle in life. So that analogy is in real life as well. If you just focus your energy on potential negatives or potential threats, you will most likely be preoccupied and lose sight of the detour, which actually is the route which you should be following. Exactly. So this brings me back to the strengths topic. Look at the strengths. Don't look at the weaknesses necessarily too much, but focus on the strengths. See where there is a detour. Try to identify opportunities in these times of crisis, and focus on these opportunities. Put an action plan in place and pursue the opportunities.
Would you then say that creating a SWOT analysis would be the best thing to move ahead? Because you would obviously need to know you would need to know your threats and your weaknesses in order to strengthen or improve on your strengths and opportunities.
Look, every company or deal must do a SWOT analysis periodically. And a SWOT analysis now is not the same as what it would have been 5 years ago. So periodically every company must do a SWOT analysis, and it's quite good sometimes to get outside parties in and ask them to evaluate your company, so that you don't only internally centric, but you open your scope to how other people perceive you as being. So the SWOT analysis is important. You need to be very knowledgeable about what your strengths are. You also need to know,
especially in these times.
Yeah. And the opportunities, quite a few people become negative and say there's no opportunities around there, but completely wrong. If you actually look at it and take your time out and to investigate the SWOT and the opportunities, you will see the opportunities lying there as well. And I'll, in the future episodes of this podcast, also showcase or open up and tell you what opportunities CYMOT did explore.
Thank you so much, Axel. I think today my favorite term that I've learned, and one thing that I will be focusing on, especially on my personal management, is energy management. Stay tuned for the next episode of Business with CYMOT.